Yo, what's good, Ninja? OJ here. Welcome to another video. Today we've got some great information, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we are starting off with Devil May Cry 5, and this is not something that I like to start off with, but the game does have microtransactions. Now, before you grab your pitchfork and your lighter fluid and burn down the Capcom house and the boycotts and everything, let's get into what the director of the game had to say about the microtransactions. Quote, "With giving people the ability to purchase red orbs, it's something we want to give people as an option. If they want to save time and just want to get all the stuff at once, those people can do that. But on the other hand, I don't feel you have to get all the moves. You should be able to play it the way you want to play it." Now that statement kind of concerns me, and I'll tell you guys why after I'm done reading the rest of his comments. It's interesting because from a game design point of view, there's two different things we think about when we set the prices of the moves, skills, and abilities. The first thing is the stuff we feel people should want to get first is made cheaper. So people will think, oh, this is cheap, so I'm just going to buy this. But then for the stuff that's going to be harder to use and master, we want to make that more expensive, partly because of you save up for that, you're not going to be able to buy as many skills. So you're going to have the time to learn it. So you have to make the decision between going for the cheaper stuff or saving up. Getting the thing that has a lot of application, but you'll have to spend time learning and perfecting it. Now, here's the thing with this statement. Now, I understand what he's saying from a design point of view. I get that. But Capcom is also Capcom, and throttling has been a thing that has happened in certain RPGs and certain other games, action games or adventure games or sports games, whatever the case is, that introduce these type of intrusive microtransactions, especially for a game with a single player focus. Now, as a president, I don't want any developers putting in microtransactions tied into the main progression of how you upgrade in Devil May Cry, and I get it, guys. There are orbs and everything with microtransactions in Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, but that's a Special Edition. People have already played the regular one that didn't have that. That doesn't mean because it's in the Special Edition, that means it's okay at this point. And I'm a little worried that throttling is going to be a thing because of what he said at the beginning of his statement. He stated, "I don't feel you have to get all the moves." So are they going to make stuff more expensive? 2% more expensive, 3% more expensive, a little bit more here and there in order to throttle people just a bit, to maybe entice them to buy some of the red orbs early, or maybe they're not going to spend a bunch of money, but maybe just a little bit. I know Capcom might be trying to do that. Now, I can't sit here and prove that, but that's what happens when you introduce these microtransactions. It's almost impossible to not try from the business standpoint, from what Capcom was looking at, to throttle people just a bit. Would we have gotten a few more extra orbs in this situation if the microtransactions weren't here? We don't know. We just don't know based on that. And I'm not going to sit here and just say, oh, okay, everything's completely fine with microtransactions being tied into the main upgrading part of Devil May Cry 5. It just doesn't suit well with me. Now, I'm not going to sit here and, like I said, grab the pitchforks and burn down the whole house and rage about microtransactions inside this game because it is optional at the end of the day. But I am worried about it throttling the progression, how much orbs that you would have got if this wasn't in there, and just stuff that we really can't necessarily flat out say. We'll have to wait and see. But I just don't like the tone that it sets for other developers to think that they can do this. I don't mind microtransactions if it's going to be something completely separate and different and cosmetic. Then I get that. Then I'm okay with cosmetic microtransactions, which they can do for Devil May Cry. After you earn certain costumes and everything, there could be some cosmetic ones if they want to do that. Now, I don't want that, but that would be much better than actually having it to where you have microtransactions built into the main upgrading system. I'm just not a fan of it, so we'll see how it works out in the end. I'm still going to pick up Devil May Cry 5, but I'll probably wait because I don't want that to be a thing. I am going to support microtransactions inside single player games tied to the main progression. That's not something that I want to day one support, so I might buy used. I might buy when it's a lot cheaper on sale. We'll have to wait and see. But what do you guys think about this whole microtransaction thing? Are you guys still planning on buying the game? What do you think about what the developer said? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, and moving into a topic that is very dear to my heart, and I'm hoping something goes down with this. Monolith Soft director Yasuyuki Hone has commented on Baten Kaitos 3 and what that game could have been, and a little bit more information on what was supposed to be about this. So this is incredibly awesome, but then again, at the same time, it's a little bit heartbreaking that it never went down. But let's talk about this just a bit on what he had to say on the matter. So, quote, "It's been more than 10 years since the release of Baten Kaitos 2, and even now it pains me that I continue to receive requests for a sequel. I think the statute of limitations has run out, so I can say a little bit about it. Immediately after the release of Baten Kaitos 2, Namco, now Bandai Namco, worked on a sequel up until the pre-production phase. But just before Baten Kaitos 3 could become a reality, the story ended due to the circumstances of the involved parties. If we made it, it would have been a grand scale game with settings at the bottom of the sea, on land, and in the sky. There's a large amount of concept art for the sequel sealed away at Bandai Namco. Requests for a sequel should be directed not just to myself and Monolith Soft, but also to Bandai Namco." So there is a couple different things here, and this is when I'm okay with developers saying, hey, you want something, if it's something that's buried or long gone, and maybe there needs to be some type of actual push to get this thing a reality, not a game that's already done and should be on a successful system, like asking for like a port of a Japanese game, but something that's pretty much been dead for a while, right? Over a decade at this point. I have no problem with people saying, hey, we would like to see this back, and especially if it can come to Nintendo Switch, because this is a dead franchise at this point. It's been more than 10 years and we've gotten nothing, and there's been no sign or indication that Bandai Namco, Monolith Soft, or Nintendo is going to resurrect this anytime soon. However, I do think this is a little bit of a double edge right here with what he's trying to talk about. I think that there has been some behind the scene talks. Maybe there's just a little bit, and what he's doing here, since he's not working at Bandai Namco, and Bandai Namco has to pull the trigger officially, I think he's trying to reinvigorate those talks, because you know Bandai Namco's always asking people to port beg, especially Nintendo fans. We're like the #1 port begging target audience for them, not anybody else, but just Nintendo fans. And if this game came about, obviously it would be a Nintendo Switch game. So I think what they're trying to do here is trying to well up some support so that Bandai Namco says, okay, look, there's this amount of people that can do this, now we're going to greenlight this. So I think it's a little bit of both. Bandai Namco obviously wanting people to be asking and begging for the game, and of course Monolith Soft potentially trying to reinvigorate and get more interest in it, because I think a lot of the guys over there at Monolith Soft want to make another Baten Kaitos game. That was their baby. That was one of their new IPs that they did. It wasn't a Xeno game, you know, and it was something that was truly unique. It was a card-based game, and it just had a lot of really cool battle elements to it, a lot of strategy and depth. It was very, very unique. Even for at the time that it released, heck, it was the 6th generation. There had been lots of RPG card games and stuff like that. You didn't really see a lot of games like Baten Kaitos, especially on a Nintendo system exclusive too. So to me, I would love to see them bring this back. I think if people actually did start asking for it a little bit more, maybe we can see it, or maybe something's already in the works and they want to build up some hype towards the announcement. But I'd be completely down for another Baten Kaitos. I think it's a fantastic series, and hopefully this does get done, something happens. Bandai Namco, this franchise is too good to seal away and not bring back. Monolith Soft is at the best that they've ever been, in my opinion. I've been playing Torn of the Golden Country, and this might be the best game on Switch for me. It is absolutely phenomenal. They are masters of battle systems and crafting and making stuff interesting. The storytelling's good in my opinion. The cutscenes are amazing. The aesthetics and the look, the scenery, there's just some beautiful stuff in Torn of the Golden Country. So I'd be completely down for them to hop into Baten Kaitos with today's technology. Oh my gosh, that game could be amazing. So what do you guys think about what the producer had to say here? In addition to the whole Devil May Cry 5 situation with microtransactions, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube Live gaming pages. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.